Question one， 是否主席有遇到？哎，这个是什么？要给主席的哦，边讲边吃就对了啊。OK， 来，OK， 是否有遇到事业的低谷？那如何转变而且创造高的绩效 ？OK， 完全专注在这个 tomato 上面。OK， 你看还在讨论这个到底有没有洗，可不可以吃 ？OK。 Okay, it's already washed. Can you see? Yeah. Okay, Taiwan. Oh, nice. Okay. 好，这样吧。Okay. Question one.
You want to answer that one?
Okay. 来，耳机戴起来咯，认真听咯。他想说你们在问什么东西呀 ？OK。
Hang on, I have tomato in my teeth.
等一下粘在牙缝上面怎么办？注意看一下有没有，有的话提醒一下。OK。
Yeah, it's happened a few times, I guess. And for me, the best way to overcome this is to get realigned with your purpose. And when people are going through a difficult time, I kind of mentioned it earlier, and many times it's because they're not clear on what their purpose is. They lose purpose, they lose direction. And so what helped me to get realigned was to get clear again on what my purpose was. And here, give me one more.
太好吃了，剩下的带回家吃。Okay.
They don't give me food. Okay. So yeah, it's getting realigned with your purpose, and think about why you started to begin with, why you started the business to begin with. And like I said earlier, when things don't seem to be going your way, go back to the basics. Go back to the basics. Go back to your why. Go back to your purpose. Go back to what you wanted out of this business to begin with, and then work towards that.
I see sometimes this happens to people when they attach the goal to the pin, like get team, that's the goal. And you get to get team, and then I say you achieve it, so you experience loss of motivation. So for us, when we started, the goal was President's team with the lifestyle that we wanted. So we were always motivated. Get team, okay, fine, but let's get to President's team because the goal is President's team. And then get to President's team, and we change our goal eventually to Chairman's because it's not the same lifestyle when you're President's team. Chairman's better.
太棒了，掌声一下。OK。 我听到2个重点，我不知道是不是对。第一个初衷，因为一定会遇到很多的挑战的，包括零售也会、招募也会、保留也会。但是你的初衷很重要。如果你忘记你的初衷，就像减肥一样，你很容易放弃；经营事业一样，你也很容易放弃。第二个就是下一个目标，有没有更大的目标呢？还是你就因此而满足了 ？OK， 所以很多人在下一个位阶，他完成了之后，他就很容易退休。 很容易安逸，甚至收入到了，他就很容易放弃，很容易休息，就是因为你没有一个更大的目标。所以初衷跟目标，这是这一题我觉得非常重要的关键。OK， 给主席一个掌声好不好 ？OK，Question two， 如何大量复制 OK 伙伴产生高点数？因为有翻译啦，我们不能抢走翻译的工作。 OK， 怎么样用自己高个点复制出更多的高个点
So, yeah, I guess the answer to this one was basically in the training that I did earlier. But number one, you have to lead by example. And like I mentioned earlier, high volume comes as a consequence of doing the work every day and being consistent and compounding results over time. So I mean, that's basically what we've done. We've just compounded month after day, month after month, year after year. We've compounded results from new customers, new distributors, and eventually that leads to high volume, and that leads to duplication.
Finish.
Okay, my answer.
还没。还有
Master the tool you are using to attract members, so you can teach it to your team, and also become good at retaining clients. You know, better follow up. If you lead by example, you also can retain more clients. And if you achieve that, then you're gonna be able to teach that to your team members, and that's how you duplicate your results to your team. Yeah, good.
OK finish 掌声。我会主席说以身作则，所以为什么他自己做最高的业绩？所以他想要创造伙伴有高业绩，首先要从自己谁开始？自己。你做2500年伙伴就做500，你做1万年伙伴就做5000。那你想要有5万点的伙伴要怎样？你自己先做到。OK， 这是最重要的，以身作则。那迪士尼主席讲的复制能力很重要，你的 DNO 团队的模式有没有一个好的流程可以复制？还是只有你可以做到，你的伙伴做不到？再来，最后重要就是在保留上面。当你复制一个好的能力之后，它可不可以保留下来？然后可以复制出更多的小的伙伴 ，OK， 所以他刚刚有讲，你可以自己一个人找100个人，你也可以找10个伙伴，一个人找9个人，你一样可以创造100个人团队，对吧 ？OK， 所以以身作则，复制非常重要，给主席一个掌声好不好？应该这样可以吗？主席有这样翻译可以吗？完全接受到，把时间都留给主席的，不要废话那么多的。好，所以接下来我就不补充哦。哦，那有问题就举手，我再为你补充好不好 ？OK， 非常棒，掌声一下啊 ！OK， 没办法，我就是串场的，你知道吗？就是怕你们尴尬。对，世上最尴尬的是我。OK， 不用担心。线上的这么大的团队 ，online 跟 offline 线下的怎么样子扛败 ？Yeah，OK，combination，OK， 怎么样创造那么大的团队？220K 的团队，真的很难哦。这个题你回答还是我回答？好吧。
I have no idea what he's saying, but I guess it's funny. So, yeah, we've always done this throughout our career. It's been a big part of our success. So in the beginning, when we opened up our first nutrition club, we had a lot of success driving traffic from social media to the nutrition club, and then just plugging those people into the process that we had there in the nutrition club in order to eventually make them customers and distributors. And actually, now with our Fit Club, this is the same thing that we're doing. We're drawing people from online, and then we're bringing them to a physical location. I think it's a great combination. We're drawing them from online, from social media, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or whatever other apps you guys use here. Create attractive content to attract them to the physical location, and then the physical location, put them through whatever process you have physically, whether it's evaluation or whatever it is, to then make them customers and distributors. This is my favorite. For me, this is the best. It's leveraging the power of online, which gives you access to endless amounts of people, and then tying that to the power of in-person and community and relationships and all that. This is the best way to build business for me, mixing the two things together.
Good. 对，不用补充，翻译都有讲。来 ，OK， 就这样子。OK，finish， 掌声一下啊！确定听得懂吗？真的哦，不要不好意思哦。 OK， 真的哦。OK。
We're gonna have to add 5 minutes.
Let understand.
Yeah.
Very clear. Very clear. OK， 好了，确定了，跳过了。就是线上啊，还是要讲一下，就是不能白领通告费嘛，对不对？线上是很大的入水口，它还会结合线下，所以不是说只做线上，也不是只做线下，它两个要怎样 ？Combine。OK， 好。Very good. Okay. How can we help the younger members stay committed to building a Herbalife business and 不要中途放弃。We don't say quit. Okay. 不要标准。
Yeah. So this happens to young members in America also. Okay, this is a common thing. And for me, what has helped me to overcome this is to get people to dream bigger and to see a bigger picture, to show them the bigger picture of the business. Sometimes we talk too small. And so listen, if all we're talking about is making a few extra dollars, they can go make a few extra dollars anywhere, okay? But if we're talking about building a business, building a legacy, building something that has no cap, no limit, and can eventually provide you with time freedom, then they're gonna be more willing to stick around. At least that's been the case for us. So for young people, I saw them the big picture. And I get them to think, I say, if they're 20, imagine what life could be like if you give this 5 years. If you do this for the next 5 years and you're 25, imagine what life could be like. Imagine what life could be like by the time you're 30. I get them to think longer term and think bigger longer term, okay? That's been the key for us because we have the same issue.
Yeah, all that, and also some things that we do that helps. It's we're serious about working, but we also make it fun. We try to do things to make the business fun for them. And like Jorge was sharing, we talk a lot about the future, the big things that we together can accomplish. Also, we try to build relationships with them, especially young people that like to socialize, make friends, and so that's something that we always keep in mind is to get together as often as possible with our whole team and do just fun stuff, talk about fun stuff, and also important that our team make connections between them because people. When they have relationships with other people, it's hard to give up on people. You can give up on the business easier if you don't have relationships with your team.
Very good. 还是要补充一下，全局观对不对？跟旁边讲劝局，要全局观。OK， 所以你有没有让你的伙伴有全局观？ OK， 带他看到他未来1年、3年、5年后面可以看到的人生。OK， 然后，对，要严肃，不能一直随便搞笑，但是要怎样？要开心的氛围，很严肃的面对，不容易啊。所以是不是？所以在讨论事业的时候，你必须要非常严肃的讨论你的数字，讨论你系统，但是在这里开心的氛围下 ，OK， 大家我们一起学习好不好？有时候太硬也不行，流失；有时候太软怎么办？没业绩。硬软之间取得一个 balance，OK， 可以吗？不用担心，慢慢的学，慢慢的悟，好不好 ？OK， 好。 给主席一个掌声，好不好？接下来 ，OK， 如何在短时间创造800万点的终身成就奖？哇，买自信。 我们做个100万点就好久了，对，800万点。那到底每一天、每一个月的时间安排跟工作分配？
Yeah, so I mentioned it earlier, but it's the result of a compounding effect. So when you're very consistent over time, the volume starts to compound. So doing high volume consistently over however many years, 14 years, it compounds. I always tell people, for me, it's not impressive if you can do 20,000 volume points 1 month. What's impressive is, can you maintain that for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? Can you maintain that? That's more difficult, right? We've maintained it. That's the reason we have such high personal volume. And the second part of the question is, it actually shouldn't be what your daily and monthly schedule and time allocation look like now. It should be more like, what did it look like in the beginning when you went from zero to presidency, right? And at that time, I would wake up, we had the nutrition club, and so I would wake up at, Lizzie still had her job, by the way, but I would wake up at 6 in the morning to open up the nutrition club at 7, and then I would work in the nutrition club all day. Then like at 6 or 7 p.m., we had the fit camp in the parking lot. Did the fit camp till about like 8:30. Brought people inside, then presentations, selling products, business presentations, making the shakes for them to have, all that. So we would finish with the customers maybe around 9:30 at night. Then we would clean, all that. And then we wouldn't get home until like 10 p.m. to then shower, eat dinner at that time. And then at that time, around 11 p.m., start working social media, inviting people, talking to people, doing all that until 1 or 2 in the morning, where the phone fell in my face because I fell asleep, to then wake up the next day again at 6 in the morning and do that day after 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 day.
掌声，掌声，掌声！一日复一日。
So it was like 18 hours working every day, more or less. Sometimes more. Between 16 and 20 hours working every day. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's what they're asking. I shared with them what art back in the day, what it looked like. If you want to share what it looks like today, you can share it.
Well, our days are different.
Days are very different.
So my day is, I wake up early before.
Your day now. Now.
My day back home.
Yeah, but today.
Today, I wake up early and before my family, so I have time to work on myself. I read and my breakfast, shake tea, and then I go work out. I work out for like 1 hour, come back home, and I work from home. And I work using social media, and I make sure that I do what I have to do every day to attract clients, to attract distributors, and we have chats, of course, with our team. So I'm in the chats, interacting with people on social media, and that's basically what I do all day. Of course, and in between, I help my kids. In the afternoon, like 6:30, we go to the fit club, and we do the class. We help the team there, and we go home like 9:30 p.m. And I do that every day. And he goes to the gym different time, but all day, that's what we do. We work on ourselves and in our business. Enjoy family because we work from home, and that's pretty much it.
所以事业跟家庭，所以我会主席讲了，他第1年总裁的时间每一天工作超过16个小时，所以你想短时间有大量的成长，本来就必须得付出。然后现在主席的生活对很吸引人，运动、 阅读、陪伴孩子，但是他一样很专注他的系统跟做新的招募。OK， 所以各取所需，好不好？你不能过着总裁生活，但是却没有总裁的收入啊，对吧 ？OK， 给主席一个掌声，好不好 ？OK。如何建立系统辅导、创造新的督导跟世界组，还有绩优组的方法，哇，很广很广。没问题，220K 的智慧一定可以回答。
That's a very complicated question.
哎，看。
It's a complex question, but here's what I would say. How do you establish a system to coach and develop supervisors, world team members, and get team members? Okay. Things you gotta have in the system. In whatever system you create, you have to have a strategy or a way for a strategy and a way to attract customers, number one. You have to have a strategy and a way to attract distributors. Okay. Then you have to have a strategy and a way to turn customers into distributors also. It's part of the strategy. Then you have to have a way of teaching those distributors and developing those distributors so that those distributors eventually get the supervisor. And then once they get the supervisor, then you have to have a way for them to build royalties. So basically, they have to repeat the process. So once they get the supervisor, they just repeat the process with their people, and eventually they get supervisors, and then that's how it leads to getting. Essentially, really, for me, the way I look at it, it's all you need is a system to get productive supervisors. If you get productive supervisors, and the system works to get productive supervisors, then that leads to everything else. So in our case, you know, what we're using as we have a few things that we use, but obviously we use, you know, to attract customers, we use transformation challenges. To attract customers, we also use the Fit Club. You can use the Nutrition Club, the Fit Club, whatever. We also use the Fit Club. And we also use tools like wellness evaluations. That's a big part of what we use to attract customers. Then to attract distributors, obviously we attract a lot of distributors through the customer base. We focus on people who are getting results. We focus on people who are really liking the products. We focus on people who are engaged. And then we just plug them into the system. And that's basically it. We just repeat the process. The goal is to get supervisors. That should be the goal with any system, is to get supervisors. Because if you get enough, then eventually that brings everything else. I hope that makes sense.
I like working a lot. We like working a lot one-on-one. Yeah, we have chats with our distributors, but once we identify, you know, key people, because they're coachable, they're hungry, and they're willing to work, then I like to work one-on-one, because every person's different, and I think they have like different skills that I can help, you know, I can help them reach their potential. And I don't know, but it works good for me, and that's what I do. So one-on-one, I help them, I coach them to get to supervisor. Then once they get to supervisor, I teach them different stuff to get to work team. What a supervisor would need to know to get to work team, and then I go step by step like that. If they're work team members, I would teach them a lot about leadership. I recommend books to increase their leadership and learn, you know, and I go like that.
Yeah, but when you do that, you do the one-on-one with people who you kind of, you know, that they're showing you some things that show potential. Everybody else, we have meetings. They can show up to the meeting. So that we have the meeting for everybody, but every now and then, you know, we'll identify, it was part of the training, identify and develop leaders. We'll identify certain people. Huh?
Key man. Yeah. 对吧？关键的。
Yeah,
key man. Yeah.
Oh, yes. So then, for key people, then we'll do extra work one-on-one for key people. Yes.
OK， 然后其他大部分都用透过系统。OK， 所以你们是关键人吗？是感恩受教有点数的吗？是吗？是的举手。你是团队关键人了吗？给自己一个掌声好不好 ？OK， 所以自己先成为关键人，你就会找到更多的关键人去架构你的团队。那怎么样产生督导，你就会怎么样产生有产值的世界组跟绩优组了。所以其实是怎么样子产生有产值的督导是非常重要的一件事。OK， 然后利用好的系统。OK， 好，接着呢，我们还有点时间，我们来开放现场提问，好不好？有没有伙伴想提问的呢？只有这个机会哦。OK， 哇，好多哦，好多哦，总排到那边去了。OK， 好。OK， 来，总裁。好，OK。
谢谢我们的主席给我们这么棒的训练。请问一下，在你的这么庞大的团队当中，如果有些人他卡住了，或是有些 leader 你觉得他有这个潜能可以成为更好的人，或是你的团队有问题的时候，你要怎么去解决？因为你的团队这么的大。然后，当你想要成为创办人俱乐部的时候，那你的焦点会放在全新的人身上，还是你还是会把焦点放在你原来的组织的比例是多少？谢谢。
I heard something recently that made a lot of sense. I forgot who it was. Oh, David Bevan. Chairman's Club David Bevan said it. It's kind of like it just made a lot, because that's how I think, but somebody put it into words, which was him. He said, it's easier to give birth to new people than to revive the dead. Does that translate? Okay. Because if that translated, then that would answer your question. There's some people in your team that maybe just need a little bit of direction and you can help them. For the most part, we like working with new people. Because those that are there and they've been there for a long time, they know what they got to do, and they're either doing it or they're not. I'd rather just go lead by example, get some new people, and then hopefully those that want to come along, they come along, and those that don't. But I don't. Sometimes we waste way too much time trying to revive the same dead people, and not enough time birthing new people, getting new people. So it's a combination of both, but we focus a lot more on bringing in new people.
OK， 所以新生命很重要，好不好？比救死人的那个快一点。OK，New Born， 新生儿。OK， 开发新，跟旁边讲开发新人，想上位接着开发新人，对不对？可是旧的人用系统来保留它。OK， 好，再一题，来，来，麦克风在哪里
Look, the guy over there.
OK，
Oh, here, it's gonna be in the front.
OK，
Oh.
总裁。太棒了！
主席你好，我想请问一下，就是你是在富豪组就在12个月内成为15K 这件事情，对我们来讲是非常震撼。那我想知道，你可以回到11年前的时候，你是富豪组，你一直有强调会议很重要，当然在公司一定会办一些会议。然后你带人参加，但是我比较想了解的是，你自己在你的团队里，你1个月或1个礼拜，你办了几场会议？你每一场会议你办几个小时？然后我知道你应该是找10个人跟你做一样的事情，就是在3代找10个人跟你做一样的事情。但是我想了解你自己办的，不是公司办的会议。谢谢。
OK， 给总裁一个掌声。
I've never liked meetings too much.
Me too.
So here's my philosophy on meetings. Just enough. Sometimes we do too much. And we spend too much time on Zoom with the team, and we think that getting them on one more Zoom is going to get them to do more. They need time to go work. Okay? So just enough for people to learn, and then have a lot of time to work. So we would do maybe one Zoom call a week. Just one. I know people that do Zoom calls every day. Waste of time. And then one monthly event, at that time, one monthly event. It was an STS. And that worked. Now, we don't even do one monthly event. We have different kinds of events that we do. We have one meeting a week now, not through Zoom. We do it physically, and we broadcast it also. One weekly meeting, and then we'll do pretty much we do quarterly events, bigger events, and then we'll do smaller monthly events, but they're not those monthly events that we do now are to build community. They're not they're more fun for the young people. They're not to learn, because I'll teach them everything I can possibly teach them in that weekly meeting. I don't need to do another event monthly to teach them even more, because then I'm going to burn them out with too much information. So we do weekly meetings so they can learn. It's part of our system. And then we do maybe a monthly event to build community, something fun to build community. And then quarterly, we'll do a big 2-day event like this or something like that. I mean, not this big, but like a 2-day event. And we mix it with other fun activities and stuff too. That's what we do now. In the beginning, we had one weekly Zoom call, and then we had one monthly STS. That was it.
OK， 不用过多的会议，好吧？刚刚好就好，跟旁边讲刚刚好，因为要留更多时间让伙伴怎样去工作，去陪伴家人。OK， 很重要的。好，还有没有人来问题的？来，有问题的举手。OK， 把问题写下来，明后天还有最棒的风尚之旅，好不好 ？OK， 我们的 Q&A 时间结束了。